Hey cycling community, this is Steve Grusis, the Cycling Greek, and this is a Cat 5 race during the Clovis Skills Clinic. This is the second of 5 consecutive Sundays. This was a pretty safe race, so the commentary I'm going to be doing is going to be focusing on making good decisions, tactics, and whatever else comes up. Now I and my co-mentor are mainly planting ourselves in the back and watching from behind. Sometimes I'll move up, sometimes I'll bridge if there's a break. The first item that I noted in this race was that as soon as this first rider pulled off on the back end, that another rider took over and he was in the front for 2.5, 3 laps. And that's an awful long time to be in the front. That'll just suck out your energy and that'll put you in danger of being dropped. So I cut away to a few laps forward, and the rider in the red, I think that is Cha. He was the one that was in the front for almost 3 laps, and now he finally pulled off and he's coming to the back. If somebody attacked at that point, then depending on his form, he would have been in danger of being dropped. But right now the pack is going around 20 and he's able to hang in. So he's going to be able to rest up a bit for whatever else comes. So in this pack, it's a small pack, and we have 3 off the front riders in there, and I'm focusing on them because I can see their uniforms and because they're on my team. The 2 OTFs in the back have a little more experience than their teammate that's riding toward the front. So ordinarily, the one in the front would be monitoring any type of brake action that was happening, but he may not have the experience for that. So the OTF team is pretty exposed right now. If there was an attack, like the one that just went up the road, they'd be too far back to be able to respond. If the OTFs were in proper position, they would have had a good chance to be able to respond to it. One of the responses could have been having one of them bridge up to that solo breakaway, and then they'd have a 2-man break in which they could now rest, at least the ones in the pack could rest, while the other non-OTF riders in the pack would then have to chase. So what is proper positioning? In this case, I see 2 viable options. One is what we're seeing now, however, that the rider in the front would be switching off every so often with one of the riders in the back. So they'd be sharing the workload, especially if the one in the front gets tired. Another option is having one in the front, middle, and the back, and switching off when appropriate. Okay, so what we just saw here was a rider trying to bridge up to that solo breakaway. Again, OTF, at least the ones in the back, are out of position to be able to respond if that's what they chose to do. Fast forward a bunch of laps, and we still see Robert and Richard toward the back of the pack, and Chris is still near the front. Now, this is not necessarily totally bad, but it carries a lot of risk. And the risk is missing things, such as early formed breaks, counterattacks, and other opportunities. Speaking of risk of missed opportunity, there is a 2-man break now up ahead, and they have some good distance. Unfortunately, that break does not contain any OTFs. Because this looks like a dangerous break, 2 of the 3 OTFs will have to go to the front to help whoever else will help chase them back. Again, we fast forward a little bit, and we still have the 2 OTFs at the back. I'm not sure where Chris is right now, or if he's still in the race. Now, we've had some attacks toward the front, and they're trying to bridge up to those 2 leaders. And it looks like they're going to make some contact, and we have another person trying to bridge up. Our 2 OTFs are still back here. If one of them was in better position, they would have had a chance to ride wheels to be pulled up to the front, or at least to help the chase group to get up to the leaders. So now they have to do even more work to be able to get up to the chase group. So it looks like we have 2 groups and 1 person still trying to bridge. The speed of the back group is fluctuating in the low 20s. It looks like the front group is slowing up a bit. You can see they're bunched up there. That's an opportunity. They may not stay bunched up, however. I can see they've already turned. There's a couple people attacking. and they're spread out. So I don't know if the front group has now been, nope, looks like they're pretty much together. Maybe chasing a couple of those guys there. An OTF is an attack to bridge, and the other one is riding the wheel. Good move until this guy starts to slow down, then he's got to go past him. That's going to be a toughie to bridge. Usually about 8 seconds is an accepted maximum for a solo bridge in a race. He's going to the front group. I want to get some good camera shots, and so I'm working to get up there. Now, this was actually killing me a bit, and I was thinking, man, I'm going to have a tough time in the 1-2-3 race later on, and I did. Fast forward a little bit, about half a lap, and man, that hurt, but finally made it up to these guys. Looks like the situation is that we have Richard and Roberts in this now chase group, and we have a breakaway of, I think, 2 riders. I'm not sure if there's any more in there, and Chris is in the third group. Looks like Off the Front is taking charge with the chase. Both commitment and strong legs are going to be needed by the pack to be able to reel in the leaders. And I think there's not going to be enough time. In a bit, we're going to fast forward to the last lap. And here we are. With OTF starting their sprint, I hope you like the commentary. Let me know if you have any questions. Remember, comment, like, subscribe. The Cycling Greek.